happy day. Hopefully, I'm like a minute early, but hopefully some more of you are online. If someone who is there can see me, that'd be great if they could make a comment. Just sending a link. That's my Facebook page. Hoping everyone, so I'll just chat to myself until someone acknowledges they can hear me, and then we'll get started. So hopefully everyone's week's been good this week. I've had a couple of people sort of chatting to me this week, just in general, about not feeling good enough, which we did cover back about 8 weeks ago. But I thought, well, seeing it seems to have cropped up a couple of times just amongst friends and family, and I thought we'll relook at it again tonight. So, yeah, all good. Excellent. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Christine. Lovely to have you here. So hopefully all these are recorded as well, so feel free to pop back and look at them at any stage. Hopefully that's not too clear in the background. The rooms I'm at, I'm having a lot of trouble getting Wi-Fi through the rooms for some reason. So I'm in the office, but I've kind of angled this week, so I've got the pretty blue and green thing behind me, which I really like. All right, so just that first comment there, that is my Facebook page, so feel free to join. There it is again for you all. Hopefully it's popping up, maybe. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so while I'm having a chat, please everyone make sure you've got a drink of water and a pen and paper. Hello, Christine. Hello, Sharon. Oh, my God, Kitty, it's midnight. So where are you? So you must be, New Zealand? No. I don't know. Where are you, Kitty, that it's midnight? So I'm in Tasmania, Australia. So, yeah, so we're 6 o'clock in the evening. So, yeah, so anyway, now I'm curious to find out where Kitty is from. Always nice to know where everyone's linking into. And as I said, Kitty, yeah, this is all recorded anyway. So if you fall asleep, yeah, just, so there's Rachel. She's at least on the same time zone as me, so we'll be fine. Washington State. Oh, cool, yeah, I suppose this sort of, lovely. So you guys are heading into winter. We're heading into summer. So finally getting some warm weather. So brilliant. All right, welcome, Kitty. Anyway, lovely to have you from all the way across the Pacific. Okay, so hopefully everyone's got a pen and paper and a drink of water. Hopefully I won't make you cry or anything awful, but a tissue is always handy. So what are we going to do tonight? Tonight we're going to do not feeling good enough and how we can maybe turn that around, so you're just feeling a bit better about yourself and what's going on for you. A bit about me. I'm a life coach and emotional freedom technique, aka tapping practitioner. So that's what I do. Love to work with people. Most of my clients are via video, so if anyone would like a private session, more than happy to pop online and do it. Works just as well. Basically, we just need to see each other. That's where this is slightly different because I can't see any of you guys, so I don't really get any feedback as to what is working and what's coming up for you. So you're almost a bit responsible for yourselves to write down what's popping up for you. Emotional freedom technique is basically kind of, as it says, it's trying to free you from the emotions that, you know, may be holding you back or limiting you or causing you stress. So it actually works really well with lots of different things. Works well with obviously stress, anxiety, feelings of not good enough, feelings of being scared. So like works well for like phobias and trauma and sort of bad memories. Also works well with pain because obviously pain, there's a lot of emotions and stress associated with feeling like pain. So it works well for that. Works well for cravings, works just anything that there's like some sort of anxiety, stress, emotional, issue with. So basically lots of stuff. personally, I really like working with happiness, confidence, getting people feeling great about themselves. Also really like working with pain. I love the idea of, you're starting out at a really high level of pain, at, like a level 0 to 10, you're a 9, and, we work together for an hour and you're sort of down to a 0 or 1. Love that stuff. And yeah, so that's me. Yeah, anytime you need a session, or just after a bit more information about how all this stuff works, feel free to pop on my Facebook page, send me a private message. More than happy to have a chat. Love this stuff. So hopefully now you've had a chance to grab a bit of paper and a pen. What we'll do is, let me just show you the tapping points and what we do. Let me just push that up the top. There we go. And I'll just point them out. This one doesn't say, but initially we look at the karate chop point. So this point here. So what you do is you tap on yourself. It's easy. Just follow along, basically. Saying it out, saying what I say, repeating the words after me as we tap is the best. If you're sort of in a position where you can't, like you don't want to say something out loud, anything that's obviously said in your head is working, but out loud's better. Okay, so there's the first tapping point is your karate chop point. And then you're looking at your eyebrow. As you can see that's Dr. Peter Stapleton. She's Australian Psychologist of the Year, has done a lot of studies in emotional freedom technique. So we're looking at our eyebrow point here, looking at the tapping on the side of our eye here, under our eye, under our nose, the chin. We say chin, but really it's this cleft here. So this point here, collarbone, and don't sort of stress too much. It's really where you're going to tap naturally is where the spot is. Some people use under the arm, which I don't like. I just tend to find I stretch and it just ruins my flow a bit, so I tend not to use that one. And then the top of your head is the last one. Hi, Amy. Good to see you again. All right, so there's the tapping points. Let me just push this back down if I can remember how to do that. Yes, there we go. Okay, so basically just repeat after me, copy along. You'll get the hang of it as we go. Okay, so before we kind of get into the feeling not good enough, we'll just kind of centre ourselves. Probably all of us other than Kitty are at the end of our day. Well, I suppose she's at the end of her day too, just that it's midnight, so she's really at the end of her day. So we've all probably had a day of running around frantically, and now we just want to spend some time on ourselves. So the best thing we can do is just get a bit focused on how we're feeling and get ourselves sort of here and ready to go. So I'm just going to move my glass of water before I knock it over. All right. Excuse me, just flip my note saver. All right. Okay, so to start with, we use the karate chop point and just repeat after me. Even though I don't feel good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't feel good enough, oh, what am I doing? We're not even going there. All right. Even though I don't feel present, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't feel present, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't feel present, I deeply and completely accept myself. I don't feel present. My brain's running at 100 miles an hour. I need to get centered. I don't feel present. I don't feel centered. I don't feel here. There's been so much going on, but I don't feel centered. I don't feel calm. I don't feel relaxed. My brain's thinking of all the things I need to do, so I don't feel present and I don't feel centered. But I'm starting to calm down. I chose to be here tonight. I chose to be here to focus on myself and to change things. I chose to be here, so I choose to be present. I choose to work on myself. I choose to feel calm. I choose to feel relaxed. I choose to feel focused. All the other things can disappear for an hour. They'll still be there later. But it's time to work on me. It's time to work on me. It's time to work on me. I choose to spend this time with me. I choose to feel focused. I choose to feel present. I choose to feel present. I am safe. I am present. I am here. I am safe. I am present. I'm working on myself. It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. It's my time to work on myself. I'm ready. I'm ready to work on myself. I'm present. I'm safe. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Hopefully that's everyone's feeling like their brain's not running at 1,000 miles an hour. Okay, so what I would like to do with your pen and paper is write down a time that you didn't feel good enough. If you can remember one, I'm sure everyone has these moments where they feel like things aren't going their way, they're not good enough, they can't do it. Was it something to do with experience, your knowledge, not being good at something in particular, you know, not being good at dancing, not being good at soccer, not being good at singing, you know, whatever it was. Does it depend on who is actually around? So sometimes you might feel like a great singer, and then someone in your family or a friend or someone who sings maybe better than you comes around and you think, oh, no, I'm not good enough. So, you know, have a think of that. Do you compare yourselves to others? So, again, you know, you probably feel okay, and then someone comes in who's better than you, you know, has more skills, more knowledge, and then you don't feel good enough. Is it a confidence in your own abilities, or is it when you do something new? So the first time you do something new, you expect to be perfect first up. So, oh, good, Amy's feeling nice and centered. Just on a quick aside, what was interesting, I read something the other day, and they were saying that, you know, as adults, we're really tough on ourselves and not feeling good enough, but we forget that there's failure before you become good enough. You know, like babies learning to walk, don't just get up and walk. You know, they crawl, they fall over, they stagger a bit, you know, all that sort of stuff. We don't expect a baby just to get up and walk. Yet we expect from ourselves to instantly obtain a skill or instantly have knowledge. So, yeah, if that's you, have a think about the baby thing, and that might resonate. Obviously resonated a bit with me because I can still remember it. Okay, so if you can't think of a time you didn't feel good enough, as we tap along, it's likely something will crop up. If that happens, then jot it down. Okay, so now you've got your time that you didn't feel good enough on a 0 to 10, like 0 being no stress at all, 10 being you were super stressed and it still stresses you out thinking about it. Write down where you are. So if anyone wants to share their numbers, feel free. You don't have to share your event. That's totally fine. But if you share your numbers, it's interesting to see where you will sort of start and where you will finish. So if someone wants to do that, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. Okay, so we'll write that memory down. And what will happen perhaps is I'll say something that'll trigger you. So you'll suddenly think, oh, I feel a bit teary, I feel a bit upset, or it'll bring up a memory that wasn't your initial memory. So if that's the case, jot it down because that's what you're going to work on. Oh, so Amy's an 8. Okay, Amy, so we'll see if we can get you like down. As I said, sometimes this stuff is great in a circle sort of thing. One-on-one, you know, you can get it down a lot faster and a lot easier. But in this, we'll see. We still should get you down to, you know, hopefully we're going to 2 and below. So, 50 when your ex was around. So I'm not laughing because yes, I am hearing you. In fact, probably one week we should do one on anger and exes. So if anyone wants to do that, send me a message because maybe we should. So, so brilliant. Okay, all right, so here we go. Even though I don't feel good enough, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't feel good enough, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't feel good enough, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I didn't feel good enough. I remember that time I didn't feel good enough. There was that time I wasn't good enough. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. So Tanya, I'm not sure why you can't get to work. Just copy along and repeat after me. Basically, there should be, if you've got a bit of stress, even if you're feeling good enough at stuff, doing this will reduce any sort of stress that's coming up for you today, or something will crop up. So I don't feel good enough. I remember a time I didn't feel good enough. It really stressed me out. What they said to me, I remember it, made me feel awful, made me feel stressed. I didn't feel good enough, made me feel really small and inadequate. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. My skills weren't enough. My knowledge wasn't enough. My skills weren't enough. My knowledge wasn't enough. I felt inadequate. I thought people were looking at me. People were looking at me. I didn't feel good enough. 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 People were watching me. I felt stupid. I felt inadequate. I felt stupid. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. Oh, good, it works on your phone, good. I didn't feel good enough. Okay, deep breath. Just have a think about how you're feeling. Has your stress level come down? Hopefully it hasn't gone up. If it has gone up, it probably means something has cropped up in your memory. If that's the case, write down. If I used a phrase that sort of, hit you a bit, so it might feel inadequate, it might have been people laughed at me, whatever it is that works for you. So again, write down your number and write down anything that has cropped up for you. Okay, hopefully. The other thing to do maybe is just check in with your body. Are you holding some tension somewhere? Are you holding, some in your chest or your throat, or your jaw, wherever hold it, it might be clenching your fingers. So write that down as well, because hopefully at the end and they're the little things you don't sort of notice perhaps as well, but at the end, we'll just check in with the physical side of it as well. Because like I said, your stress results in some pain sometimes, or just, that might, we all know that when you're stressed, we do this. So, okay, so a couple of deep breaths. We will go again. Hopefully, Amy, you're down from an 8. Even if we're down to a 6 or a 7, that's brilliant. We're going the right way. Okay. I felt inadequate. I felt really frustrated. I felt frustrated with myself. I couldn't do it. I wasn't good enough. This memory. I felt inadequate. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. Oh, cool, we're coming down. I didn't feel good enough. I remember that time. I remember when I didn't feel good enough. I remember how I felt. I felt people watched me. I felt people laughed at me. I just felt awful. I just felt awful. I just felt awful. And sometimes now I replay it in my head. I get into a situation and I tell myself I'm not good enough. I tell myself I'm not good enough. At that time I didn't feel good enough. And now I carry that through. These memories, these thoughts, I've listened to them over time and now they're part of me. I often don't feel good enough. I worry what people will think of me. I worry I don't know enough. I worry I can't do it. It holds me back. It stops me from doing things. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel good enough. These memories, it was an awful time. Everyone looked at me. People laughed. They noticed me for the wrong reasons. And I didn't feel good enough. And now I carry that through to other things. I've let it carry through. I've let it stop me from doing things I want to have a go at. Stops me from trying. Stops me from doing other things. I don't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough then. It stops me from trying. And I want to try. And that then frustrates me more. And then I don't feel good enough because I won't do it. I don't feel good enough. I wish I didn't feel this way. I don't feel good enough. 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 So again, big deep breaths. Hopefully we've come down a little bit again. So we're not, Cheryl's down to a 38. Okay, so hopefully that one may have had some stuff come up. So again, you know, if it's popping up for you, something's popping up, write that down. That's what you need to focus on and we're going to try and get rid of. So we will see how you all go. Okay. Again, hopefully the tension's leaving you a little bit. You know, if you need to, you know, have a wiggle of your shoulders, just settle in a bit. Okay, here we go. We'll go again. I never feel good enough. I never feel good enough. I remember the looks I got. I felt excluded. I never feel good enough. I remember what they said. I remember how they looked at me. I didn't feel good enough. I couldn't do it properly. I didn't know enough. And I failed. It felt awful. I felt rejected. I felt left out. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't belong. I didn't feel good enough. I felt excluded. I felt rejected. I felt upset. I felt excluded. I felt rejected. I felt upset. I just didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. I felt left out. I felt left out. I don't know enough. I couldn't do it. I felt rejected. I felt awful. And I felt alone. I felt alone. I felt alone. I didn't think anyone understood me because they just laughed at me or ignored me or rejected me. I didn't feel good enough, but I want to be good enough. I really want to be good enough. I really want to feel good enough. Why can't I be good enough? I want to be good enough. Why can't I? What stops me? What stops me from being good enough? Why do I feel this way? I want to be good enough. Why? It's not fair. I tried. I tried really hard. It just didn't work. And people looked at me. I felt awful. And I want to be good enough. I want to belong. I want to be good enough. I want to belong. I want to be safe. I want to be good. I want to be good. Okay. Again, sorry, my hair's sitting on my nose. Couple of big deep breaths. Hopefully, again, we're coming down. If we've gone up, we've probably, again, hit something. That could be the feeling left out, feeling rejected. Again, if that's what's popping up for you, write it down and perhaps make a note of that. And that's, if you need to later after the session, keep tapping and tap on that specific thing, or tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. That's what you need to work on. So if additional stuff keeps coming up, write it down and then tell yourself that's tomorrow's tapping session. That's tomorrow's focus. Okay, let me have a look at what my notes are saying. Often what I've written down is often we're listening to our inner critic, which is actually louder than anyone else that's out there. We're always much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. We start to believe from that one event. So one thing happens and our mind latches onto that you're not good enough, and then it expands it through other things. So, we're a bit like, what have I written here? We're a bit like a Facebook algorithm. We Google something, then every post on Facebook is about that topic. So we tend to do the same with ourselves. You really notice the things that go bad. You don't notice always the things, well, that's what we're trying to turn into. We notice the things where we are. I want you to notice the things where you are good enough and when you do feel good enough, and not remember that, the occasion where you weren't, things didn't go right. And because things don't always go right. They don't go right for everyone all the time. Every single person out there has had something go wrong somewhere where they haven't felt good enough, or someone's been better than them or whatever. So we need to, if you read, and I've talked about Tara Moore before, let me just type her name in there. If I can type properly, Tara, I think that's how you spell it. She has a book called, I think it's called Playing Big. Thinking Big? No, I think it's called Playing Big. And in there she talks about how we all have an inner critic, which is really loud, and we really, really listen to our inner critic. And that's what we need to quieten them down. But we also have an inner mentor. We have one that, she sits quietly. So, like the good and the bad. I'm sitting on your shoulder, the devil and the angel sort of stuff. Your inner critic is there and she will help you out. You've just got to ask her a bit. She's not, whereas your inner critic is loud and obnoxious and in your face. Your inner critic is your inner mentor is a bit quieter. They sit quietly. They wait for a bit of quiet and silence to give you a bit of advice, which is great. But if you've got an inner critic that's really strong and really loud, your inner mentor doesn't get the time to pop up. So what we want to do is quieten down your inner mentor. So my words tonight. Quieten down your inner critic and pop up your inner mentor so that, you know, you're focusing on good things. So that's what we're going to have maybe a bit of a play with. Love to hear where everyone's sitting at numbers-wise now as well. Amy and Sharon, let me know how you're going. We will kind of tap through that. So I'm just looking at my notes, which I have read already, but for some reason my brain tonight is going off. So I'm listening to my inner critic right now. All right, let's keep going. Oh, so Amy's down to 5. Yeah, you know, this stuff just works, you know, slowly going to come around, and hopefully we'll get you down a bit lower and totally feel like you can do whatever you want to do by the end. All right, so we will go again. Why can't I be good enough? That one event, just that one event, made me think I couldn't do anything, made me think I couldn't try. How could I let that one time, just that one time, affect me so much? Make me think I wasn't good enough. It changed how I felt, which really, it shouldn't have. It was just one time. It's been heaps of times I have been good enough. But that one time just started the ball rolling. So I started to think I wasn't good enough. I became